Good evening, everyone. We're at Canberra Repertory tonight, and I'm here with Michael Sparks, President of Canberra Repertory Society. Great show tonight. We've been watching the closing night of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Michael, can you just tell us which was the character you were playing tonight?
I was playing a character called Big Daddy. He's the patriarch of a large southern family.
It's such a great show and such meaty work and texture in it. Did you enjoy playing the character?
It was fantastic. It's one of those bucket list roles for me. You know, you men get to a certain age, and there's a list of characters you always want to play, and Big Daddy's one of them. And Tennessee Williams is, it's great. It's a classic.
It sure is, and the writing is amazing, the work is great, and the way it was performed tonight, everything was just absolutely wonderful. So it is unfortunately closing night tonight, so you can't come and see the show, but Rep has a huge season ahead of it. So can you tell me a bit about some of the shows coming up?
Well, we have 6 more shows. The next cab off the rank is Cozzy, and I'm just going to look at the dates so that I don't get them wrong.
Far away.
The 8th through the 24th of April is the season for Cozzy, so that's an Australian classic. And it's been done before in town, and it's one of those it's a perennial favourite. Everyone loves it. It's a bit of madness, a bit of music, a bit of joy. It's great fun. Then the next one after that is Rope, and Rope is a suspense classic. It's written back in the 1930s, so it's actually a really old script, but it was made into a Hitchcock film. It was been remade into other movies, but it's a really good suspense story where you know from the beginning who did it, but you just don't know if they'll get away with it. So it's a really interesting story. Then after that we have The Governor's Family. Now Governor's Family is an Australian play. Beatrix Christian wrote it. It's not been done in Canberra before. It was part of last year's season, but because of COVID it had to get shifted. But we'd already cast it. And it's about a kind of a dysfunctional family story, but set in the Governor of New South Wales. It's a fictional governor with an Indigenous character and interaction between the family and the Indigenous people. So it's really quite an interesting story. Following that is another classic. It's a modern classic. It's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. Now, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern is the 12th through the 28th of August. It's going to be directed by Kate Cleland, who is a Shakespeare aficionado, and it's kind of a sequel to one of Shakespeare's most famous plays, which I won't mention the name of, but it certainly is. It's a classic, and it's not that one. It's actually Hamlet. So anyway, it's a great one. Lots of people in it, lots of wonderful costumes. It's very, very funny. Then after that, we have another Australian classic, an Australian modern classic called Hotel Sorrento. And Hotel Sorrento is playing from the 23rd of September to the 9th of October. It's about 3 women in a family who have moved on in their lives to different parts of the world, and they come back together for a family event. And it's really about remaking those connections and kind of evaluating how each other's lives have gone since they've been apart. And then the last show is a real crowd pleaser. It's the classic Sense and Sensibility, but it's the more modern interpretation. So it's faster. It's not sort of stodgy, stay in one room kind of thing and then move to another room. It moves very, very quickly. It's very filmic. It's incredibly funny, lots of wonderful opportunities. So I strongly encourage everyone listening to please come. You can book the rest of the 6 shows, or you can follow our website to find out how to audition for some of those shows. As I said, Cozzy and Governor's Family have already been cast. Rope and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead are auditioning soon. So get in there, be part of Rep. We love it. It's what we live for, and it's just so much fun to do it, whether it's a comedy, a thriller, a tragedy. It's good.
Well, Rep does amazing work, and what's incredible is Rep was probably the first theatre company in Australia to come back after COVID. I think
we were the second.
Second?
One in Northern Territory.
Right, there you go. But this was incredible. As soon as you possibly could get on stage, you had people on stage, and we know it's because you love it, and it's reflected in the work. That was a brilliant show too. Yeah. I think that was Brighton Beach Memoirs that you guys did. I'm super excited for the season. Sense and Sensibility is one of my favourite. I do love Jane Austen. Michael, I know you've had a really big long week. You've had a really big night tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to you.
Richard.
Good luck with all the season and everything. And guys, if you can get down, come and see Rep shows later in the year.
Please do.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.